with the white cap on it, you can pull that whole microphone into your lap or just make sure you speak into it when you touch it, okay? Okay, thank you.
May I proceed, Judge?
Yes.
Could you state your name for the record, ma'am?
Valerie, excuse me, Valerie Smith.
And Ms. Smith, I want to call your attention back to March 7th of 2024. At that time, in what area did you live?
That's where I live currently, on 7 Mile Evergreen area.
Okay, and is that near Evergreen and St. Martin's?
Yes,
Okay, is that in the city of Detroit, Wayne County?
yes, sir.
And on March 7th, 2024, did you come into contact with the police?
Yes.
Okay, and what was the reason you came into contact with the Detroit Police Department?
I found a young lady's ID
And where did you find that?
directly across the street from my house.
And was it like a driver's license, school ID, or something else?
School ID in the back.
And when you found that, was that the first time you had seen it there?
No, I stepped over it for 2.5 weeks before I decided to pick it up.
Okay, and is there a reason after 2.5 weeks of noticing it there that you decided to
I
pick it
just
up?
decided to pick it up that day. I was going out shopping and said, well, let me get it and send it back to whomever it belongs to.
Okay, and when you picked it up, did you read the name on that ID?
Yes,
And what was the name on the ID?
Zanaya Harris.
And did that raise any concerns in your mind?
It sure did.
And what's the reason it raised concerns?
I just heard it on the news before I came home.
You heard her name?
Her name, yes.
And when you picked it up, did you have gloves on or anything like that?
No, no.
And you used your bare hand then?
I took my thumb and flipped it. And when I saw the name, I just put my hands on the outside.
And what was the reason you just put your hands on the
I
outside?
didn't want it any disturb any of the prints that were on there.
And when you picked it up, did you place it in anything?
Once I got to the next stop, I was on the bus line. I took it in the gas station and I put it in a lid.
Okay, so let's back up for a second. You picked it up and then got onto the bus?
Yeah, but I still had it like this. I
And,
never put my fingerprints anymore.
and per the record, the witness indicated by holding her hands about
Yes.
3 inches apart,
Yes.
her fingers. And when you got to the gas station, did you go into the gas station?
Yes,
And did you tell the people in the gas station about what you found?
yes, sir. I also told the bus driver what I had found.
And then after you told the gas station people, what happened next?
I asked them to call the police for me.
And did they?
Yes,
And then did the police come to your location?
yes.
And after the police got there, what happened next?
They took me back to my house so I could show them exactly where I found the ID at.
And did you show them that?
Yes,
And did you give them the ID as well?
yes. I gave it to them when they initially pulled up.
And may I approach her?
Yes.
Approaching with People's Proposed Exhibit 40. Ms. Smith, do you recognize that?
Yes, sir.
And is that the ID that you found?
Yes, sir.
I move to admit People's Proposed 40.
No objection. Will be admitted.
And permission to publish on the screen.
Yes.
And Ms. Smith, I don't know if you can see the screen from where you are. That's the picture I just showed you, correct?
Yes, sir.
And is that the cup or the top of the
Just the lid. I
the
said.
lid that you
Yes,
put it
sir.
in? Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
And on the bottom left, it says grade 8, correct?
Yes.
I have another quick question.
Any cross? Briefly.
President Ms. Smith,
Hi, how are you?
thank you. You said that you picked up the ID, was it March the 6th? Or I'm sorry, the 7th?
Yes.
Yes. And you said you had been stepping over it for approximately 2 weeks?
2.5 weeks, I said that.
Okay, so that puts you in February
When I initially saw
when
it,
you initially
yes.
saw it, okay. And you said you had been stepping over it,
Mhm.
so does that mean that it was actually on the sidewalk,
No, it was in the grass.
in the grass?
Face down.
The grass next to the street?
Yes,
So there's like an, usually kind of like an easement between like the street and the sidewalk,
Yes,
and there's like a patch of grass there.
yes.
And is that right in front of the bus stop or,
No, it was a little ways off from the bus stop.
okay, from the bus stop, between the bus stop and what other landmark would you say?
Nothing else is there.
Nothing else there?
No.
How far to the corner? Of the block?
From St. Martin's. It's not that far.
Okay, so a few
Yes,
steps?
yes,
Okay,
yes, yes,
perfect.
yes, ma'am.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Yes. Ms. Smith, just a couple of questions for you. Ms. Quick asked you a couple of questions about specifically where you found it. You said it was in the a patch of grass next to the sidewalk,
Yes,
and you said you had been stepping over it for about 2.5 weeks before you gave it to the police department.
before I decided to pick it up, yes, sir.
The 2.5 weeks that you've been stepping over it at the beginning of that, is that the first time you noticed it?
Yes, sir.
And it could have been there before those 2.5 weeks,
Yes,
correct?
sir.
I think that causes speculation.
I don't think it's a yes or no question.
How will she know how long it's been there? She can only
Did
testify.
you stand up to the corporation?
Yes, Your Honor.
My objection is how can she testify to how long it could have been there prior? She can only testify to what she knows, and she testified that she knew it's been there for 2.5 weeks.
Did you see it being placed there on the grass?
I'm sorry.
Did you see it being?
No,
placed on
ma'am.
the grass?
No, ma'am.
So I want to sustain objection because she didn't know, but she didn't see it dropped.
So the first time you noticed it was 2.5 weeks prior to March 2nd.
Yes, sir.
And when you talked to the police officers, did you look at a photo, a Google Street View of your location?
Yes, sir.
And did you indicate on that photo where you found the?
Exactly, yes. They took me, excuse me, they took me back to my house, so I could show them exactly what I did.
May I approach Judge?
Yes.
I'm approaching with what's going to be marked as people's proposed 62. Do you recognize that, ma'am?
Yes,
And is that the photo that you signed and indicated where you found it?
yes, sir.
At this time, I would move to admit people's proposed 62
No objection.
Would it be admitted?
and permission to publish since I don't have a hard copy.
Yes.
And on the screen, is that the photo I just showed you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and there's a circle with a line going up from the bottom of the screen there. Is that circle where you indicated you found it?
Yes, sir.
I have just a couple questions based on this picture.
Go ahead.
Ms. Smith, so as we look at the picture here, in which direction, left or right, is the bus stop?
To the right.
To the right, so closer to the church? Is that, or that white building that's in the?
No, that's a person's house right there.
Okay,
It was like, okay, I come out of my driveway, and it's like catty corner to the bus stop of my driveway.
well, the sign is where the bus stop is, right?
Yes, right there.
Okay, and so. Okay, that's all I have, thank you.
Another.
Okay, Ms. Smith, you are not testifying.
Thank you.